So
Hello. Which would you prefer, cruelty or kindness?
kindness, but like I wanted to sit at that like park bench and just fucking eat that chicken raw, like tearing fucking limb from limb and just eat them like that.
Really? Why is that?
I'll get some off there.
Yes, please.
Oi, Joris! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you! Get out of here, you pussy!
I don't know. It seemed like the funny thing to say.
Oh, well, I thought you were gonna start talking about feeding pigeons at the park bench or something.
No, I wanted to eat the actual chicken that was on that video.
Oh, damn. I don't know if the chicken would like that too much.
Oh fuck the chicken. A homeboy got to eat.
Yeah, but homeboy could eat like, potatoes or something, right?
That's a side dish for the chicken.
Potatoes give chicks good nagas.
Gives what?
Oh, it gives us a nice, strong, well-formed body.
Potatoes?
Yeah, potatoes are the shit, bro.
Well, I mean, just carbs.
Oh, they got all kinds of other nutrients if you cook them with the skin on.
Well, yeah, but you're definitely missing a lot if you eat that shit.
Well, I mean,
If you eat,
you could cook other things with potatoes. Like I just had potato pierogies today with caramelized onions on top, and then had some cookies with oat milk.
I had some pork tenderloin today, and pretty good. Had like cracked pepper on it, broiled it in the oven. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad.
Oh, I like me some green curry.
Green curry. I don't really like the taste of curry.
No, you've mostly tried the yellow curry though, right?
Yeah, I never tried green curry.
Green curry is like a Thai version of the yellow curry, and it tastes totally different. It's really good. I like it, but I
Yeah.
my point is I get to enjoy plenty of foods without animal products in them. Do you think we can survive just fine without animal products?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't know because it's such a big part of the cuisine that I eat personally now that I don't think I could do a fucking 180 like that.
Yeah, it is definitely traditional to consume a lot of animal products among lots of cultures. Are you American?
Uh,
Yeah, I'm American too. Except I live in New Mexico, so I was raised with a lot of, Mexican food as well as American.
mm,
Hell,
I
I
get-
I used to go to the meat market, the Mexican meat market. They call it a carniceria, and I would get 4 or 5 pounds of steak and just have steak for dinner every night.
that sounds so fucking good right now.
Yeah, but the thing that would give it the flavor was the seasonings I was cooking the steak with, and so I just used the same seasonings, just with different main ingredients.
I don't know about that one because the meat itself, because you don't really put like specific stuff to season it like accordingly. I season it to accentuate the actual taste of the meat, like simple, like steak, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and like you're going off of the taste of the meat.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess so. I
That's
don't
my
know. I was a degenerate, so I would just eat that wrapped in a fucking tortilla every night. Either that, or I would cook up like a pound of bacon rejects and eat that for dinner. So I don't know. It got kind of boring. So I get to enjoy a lot of different stuff without consuming animal products. It's like I made root casserole with a vegetable based gravy on it last week. This week I had green curry. Just today I had those pierogies. Uh, Yesterday I had a bunch of pot stickers, vegetable pot stickers.
Yeah, no, I could not really see myself not eating like meat. To be honest, I love eating meat.
Yeah, if I would have talked to me from 5 years ago, probably would have said the same thing. But I don't know. The thing is, we don't absolutely need it for survival. It is traditional and it is cultural to consume animal products, but I don't need it for my own survival. And animals do have. Do you think animals have a subjective experience of reality? Like they're aware, right?
Um, well, animals don't have the same kind of free will that we have because it's like most if not all of their actions are instinctual.
But they do
They,
feel,
they
right?
well, of course they feel.
It's like me making
They
love to
wouldn't
my
feel.
wife at night is kind of an instinctual drive to reproduce, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're also making that choice. Animals do that off of biological fitness automatically. As a if it would be different, you're doing it because you dated her, you love her, you decided to do it. Animals, they find well, depending on what animal it is, they find the traits that are most associated with biological fitness, and they go into heat. So basically, they're forcing their bodies into fucking into reproduction mode.
Well, did you know both squirrels and pigeons are monogamous? Once they have a partner, they stick to them for life. So they're a lot like us in marriage.
And a lot of
Yeah,
people don't do that as well.
A lot of people are polyamorous, and they are like other animals other than squirrels and pigeons.
well, yeah, but there's definitely a choice that goes into that humans have that isn't the same kind of case as animals. I mean, to be honest, it's all about survival mechanisms. So behaviorally or emotionally, the survival of the fittest. That not phenotype, but that behavioral that behavioral practice uh, proved to be more biologically fit than others. So that's why that ended up happening.
I think that's where ours came from too. We like having sex and reproducing, and human greed is based in a desire to be well cared for as far as resources go, right? And we're tribal creatures, and that's how primates are, and so that's why we always worry about what the neighbors will think. Oh my god, what will the neighbors think? That's part of our tribal instincts. I think a lot more of my actions are dictated by instinct than a lot of people like to admit.
Mm, maybe the things that are unsaid, but there are definitely decisions that require like more than just a passive of like the passivity of doing them. Like you have to make like a premeditated decision to do it. That's where I think animals and us differ because we can actually go against our instincts. Even if you want to do it, you can still go against it. Animals don't really have much of a choice, or they don't really have a choice at all. You know.
I don't know. I had a friend that had a super depressed dog that tried to kill itself repeatedly, tried drowning itself, tried jumping down the stairs one time and almost broke its leg. And a lot of humans try to go, and that's going against the basic instinct of survival, right? And I don't know, I think if a dog can make that choice as well as a human, I think we're a lot more similar than I usually give them credit for.
I'm not too sure about that one, just because
Yeah, that's anecdotal, what
I
I just said, so.
yeah I don't know about that, to be honest. Just because I don't know. I don't think that applies, but I can understand where you're coming from on that. I just don't see myself not eating that.
I just, it's hard for me to believe that my dogs are just computers with four legs.
Well, instinctually, yeah, basically they are. They're hardwired to that. And we can train them through their environment and what we do and positive reinforcement and such to like kind of bend around that instinct, but the instinct's still there, and it'll never. And just because we train them that way, deep down they're really like that, and it's what I well, God gave man free will, so we have the decision to make, whatever choice we want. It's not something that's predisposed like animals. Animals like most of the time are going to exhibit things that you're very is very like you know related to how they'll act in a certain situation, just because of their instinctual, tendencies.
Yeah, like when I was homeless, right? There was an outside environment that was unfavorable to me, and so I took actions to remove the state of homelessness from my life. And so, do you think my environment was training me to get a stable job and get an apartment, or do you think that was all just free will?
That was all free will because you made the decision to do that.
Yeah, but my environment, just like I make the environment unfavorable for my dog by yelling at them when they do something wrong, my environment was unfavorable for me eating out of dumpsters. I don't really see a big difference between the two. In both cases, my dog and myself were both in unfavorable situations, and we had options that we chose to get out of those situations.
Yeah, no, it's just that
Whoops.
you made the conscious decision to do that, and I just think that your dog did it because that's what he's programmed to do. That's what I think.
So, me throwing my dog off of the second story, breaking his leg, and him running around or trying to run around, bleeding profusely, screaming, is the same as me throwing my computer off of the second story to you.
In what way? That like the dog is the same as the computer, or or the decision that you're making?
Well, you're basically saying dogs are autonomous like a computer, like they just operate by pure chemistry.
Yeah, that's my point. Essentially, you're saying that they just react to things like my computer. When I click on the screen, it provides an output for my input, just like my dog when I'm training my dog. So, would you be more bothered by me throwing my dog off the roof or my computer?
Me personally, or
hmm
like in general? Because
Yeah, you personally.
me
If
personally,
you were
I
watching me
wouldn't
doing
like.
this, which would you prefer me to throw off the roof? Or would you have no preference? My dog or the computer?
Well, again, that's the thing is that's free will. There's nothing stopping you from either.
What
You
would
were
you
the one
have
that's
me do?
making the decision.
What
What
would
I
you
have you
have me
do, I'd
do?
have you maybe reconsider doing either of those things because one is expensive and one is a dog.
But what's the difference between the dog and computer if both only provide outputs for inputs?
Not much,
I could
not
hit my
much.
dog with a bat, or I could hit my computer with a bat. Sure, one is going to cost, both are probably going to cost me money, vet bills versus replacing my computer. But why do you see a moral difference between the two if both all they do is provide outputs for inputs?
Well, because we have because we have a special relationship with dogs because they're not like on the food table. But like if you were doing that to like a fucking pig and you planned on eating that, I wouldn't really give a fuck.
I wasn't planning on eating the pig, and I had plenty of other food options even if I was, so I can smack a pig with a bat, who is actually more intelligent than a dog and arguably more sentient, or I could smack my computer just because, and you wouldn't have an issue with, like, you wouldn't care either way which one I hit.
If it's an animal that we eat, I really don't give a shit as long as you're
But,
killing it and eating it.
like I said, pigs are more intelligent than dogs, and so, I mean, we are more
They're food
intelligent than
items.
pigs, and we're more able to overcome our instincts than a pig, so arguably, wouldn't a pig be able to overcome their instincts more than a dog because they're more intelligent?
I don't think it comes down to more intelligence. I just think that it more comes down that they're an animal and they're just not human.
You
To
don't
be
believe
honest,
we're biologically classified as mammals?
um, in like broad terms, yeah, but not like in terms of like the same kind of thinking and function of mind. Just because, like I said, I just think that we're imbued with free will, so we can make our own decisions.
Um, I just think it's interesting with the pig and the dog. What's the difference other than social standards between the dog and the pig?
Nothing much. We just eat the pig, so that's why I'm saying it's. I mean, if you ask like a person in an Asian country that eats dogs, they wouldn't really care either.
Okay, so if I
because
moved
it.
to China and I threw my dog off the roof, you would be cool with that, but not living here in the U.S.?
Oh well, I mean, if I'm from the U.S., I don't think that that's cool. I'm talking about like people that are fucking born in China. They don't give a shit because they
Yeah.
eat them. Or not China, but I don't know where the fuck that happens. But in one of the Asian countries,
So as long as I'm
they do.
Asian and I live in China or one of the Asian countries, then it's okay for me to throw my dog off the roof because they're typically eaten.
Shit, if you're gonna eat it after, go ahead. You know, that's what I think. If you're gonna eat it, sure.
So that's when you stop having a problem with it, is when I'm Asian and living in an Asian country, then it's okay to harm dogs.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I can't stop
Oof.
you because it's your cultural norm to eat that.
But
I don't think
because,
it's right.
oh, you don't think it's right?
No, I don't. I don't think it's right that you do that to a dog because and where I'm from, it's dogs are animals. Dogs are pets. So pets and food animals are viewed differently.
Well, have you seen people hunting for truffles using pigs? And they're trained pigs, and they're pretty much kept as pets, just like hunting dogs are kept as pets, pretty much. So these pigs that hunt out truffles, that specific pig, would you have just as much of a problem as me throwing a truffle pig off the roof as a hunting dog?
No, I would not. I would not care if you threw a.
Really, but they
If you,
fulfill the same kind of roles as a dog.
well, a pig is that goes more towards the instinctual thing because that's something that they would do in the wild that man is honing in on. So, and again, it's just that it's a food item. Usual is where I draw the line. If it's something that you eat normally, then fuck it.
If I was normally a
If it's like
cannibal, would it be okay to throw people off the roof?
well, you don't eat people.
Yeah, but if I lived in that Pacific island where they call humans long pig because they taste like pork and they frequently eat people. So if I was a Pacific Islander out there and I frequently ate long pig, then it's okay to throw a 3-year-old toddler off the roof?
To who? To me, an American looking at it, or to anyone?
Well, because I live in the Pacific Islands, right? This is hypothetical, I really don't. But saying I live in the Pacific Islands where there's long pig and it's socially acceptable to consume long pig, just like it's socially acceptable to eat pigs here or socially acceptable to eat dogs in China. Um, if I was a Pacific Islander who likes eating long pig, at that point it's okay to throw a child off the roof, right? Because over here, it's okay to throw a pig off the roof. So over in the Pacific Islands, since it's socially acceptable to eat humans, or whatever Pacific Island that is, wherever the fuck it is, I forget right now. I could throw a 4-year-old child off the roof, and that's morally acceptable because I was raised to do that socially, right?
Again, depending on if you're the Pacific Islander, I don't think you give a shit just because that's a food item to you. So there's no actual there's nothing stopping you. If they kept a dog, they if they revered dogs like we do, they probably wouldn't eat them. But if they view humans as a food item, then yeah, I can see that.
So it's morally
I
acceptable
guess
to kill humans as long as I view them as a food item?
I'm talking about like if you grow up believing that all your life, if you're as like an outsider that has different standards, if you're looking, yeah, it's fucked up. But
Yeah.
if you're the Pacific Islander, you don't know any better. You don't know any better because you don't see it from someone that lives from a different world perspective because you were
Right.
just raised like that.
However, your view is that it's not morally acceptable.
My view as someone that doesn't eat people
Yeah.
and that wasn't raised to eat people.
It's not okay to throw 4-year-olds off the roof.
No, not in America. Not in America. No one in America would like that. Maybe people in the Pacific Islands would be okay with that, but not people in America.
Okay, so you're not cool with a Pacific Islander throwing 4-year-olds off roofs. You're not okay with Chinese people throwing dogs off roofs, but you're okay with an American throwing a pig off the roof.
Yeah, because like I said, it's an accepted, you know, diet. It's a usual like diet option within, that Americans have.
Well, the only difference, once again, I want to go over this with you, between the dog and the pig is the social standard. They're both equally equipped to have a subjective experience of reality, they both have a capacity to suffer, and they both have a will to live. Right?
Although the will to live is in an animal, it's just biological fitness. When a human experiences that, it's just because they are. We make the conscious choice to go on. I mean, you can easily make the choice to end your life.
Well, to reiterate, I'm talking about pigs versus dogs. You're not cool with me throwing a dog off the roof, but you're fine with me throwing a pig off the roof. And my point was they're both equally equipped to have a subjective experience of reality. They both have the same capacity to suffer, and they both have a will to live. Both the dog and the pig. Here in America, you're cool with me throwing the pig off the roof, but not the dog. So, what exactly is the difference?
Well, like I said, one is a food item, the other one not so much.
Yeah, but there is no real physical difference other than what you view as food and what's not between the two animals. There's no difference in
Well,
their capacity to experience suffering, terror, pain, and have a will to live, right? They both want to live.
they make, like I said, they make a noble sacrifice then, just because
But they're not willingly
that's
making that sacrifice. We're slashing their throat against their will.
oh yeah, no, they have no part in that decision.
Hmm.
They have no part in that decision. So
So I'm not sure if
it's
there's any noble sacrifices involved there.
maybe not to someone that doesn't eat meat. I can understand, but yeah,
I mean, the animal isn't willingly being walking down the kill line, happy to be slaughtered and have their body parts distributed to a few different supermarkets and consumed by 200 people and turned into human feces. I don't think they're elated or excited to do that, so I don't know how much of a noble sacrifice that animal dying is. I don't think they go into it willingly.
no, no, cool, because biological fitness, they will not do that because they need to reproduce and have offspring, so they'll avoid that at all costs.
Same for the dog.
And for the dog. Oh yeah, no, it's the same for any animal. If they're a healthy animal and they have correct thinking, and they're a normal animal, then yeah, they have it's their instinct to do anything that they have to do to live on,
I'm
because
still
that's how they spread their genes and keep the species going.
So dogs are made of meat, pigs are made of meat. They both have a will to
Uh,
live. They have a capacity to suffer. All the same as each other.
mm,
Why
yeah.
not afford pigs the same compassion as dogs? You keep saying they're a food item. Yeah, people eat them often. But both can make good friends for us. They both have a capacity to suffer. They both have a will to survive. Um, so, without that food designation, because we can exist just fine without eating pigs, um, what's stopping you from saying that it's not morally correct to slaughter pigs as the same as dogs?
Because that's just how I live, and that's how I've always lived, and it's a big part of everything that I eat. And I don't think that I wouldn't make that isn't like an argument that would make me want to stop eating that. I honestly don't give a shit. To be like 100% honest with you, I don't give a shit.
So in
Especially about, like,
Alabama, it's just how it is. You can legally go beat your wife in front of the courthouse on Sunday. Is that okay? Because that's just how
I
it
had no
is.
idea. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's one of those archaic laws that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but that's just how it is. So should we accept that?
Yeah. Well, that goes from person to person basis on how you view it.
To you.
To me, I don't think we should beat our wives.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm talking about is I don't think any of us will accept something immoral as being just how it is. I think it's on people who live in Alabama to vote to make that not a law anymore. And I think it's up to individuals who see the suffering of sentient beings, whether we think they're governed by instincts or not, because humans are governed by a lot of instincts. I don't think. I think it's up to us to try to make the world a better place and not beat our wives in front of the courthouse. Vote against. Uh-oh.
Whoa, that was a quick skip. Oh my god.
Wow, and it came to beating wives, huh? Wow.
I think you knew you
I
had
don't
them.
get the joke. Can you explain?
Which would you prefer, cruelty or kindness?
I'll get some up there.
Yes, please.
Oi, Joey! Yeah, you, I'm talking to you! Get out of here, you pussy!